Hey everybody, Matt from Pure Intentions Coffee here in our Skills Campus. And today we've got a quick video to show you how to uncouple and recouple a keg so that you don't get cold brew everywhere and you're not wasting your gas. So here we're going to be taking off this keg coupler from this keg. The first step is to pull this lever out and allow the lever to come up to the 45-degree vertical position. This pulls the tongs up from the inside of the coupler and releases the ball back up into its seated position so that no cold brew will come out. Please keep in mind that there is still some pressure inside this throat, so when you do turn to release the coupler, there might be a little bit of a gas release or there might be some cold brew that spills out, but as long as this is in the vertical position, you should be okay. Never, 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 never turn this coupler while this lever is down and engaged. If you turn this while this is down and engaged, the ball in the throat will allow cold brew to come out of the keg while you are attempting to decouple the keg. So always make sure that this 45-degree angle vertical coupler lever is where it needs to be before you twist. So I'm going to get a little leverage on the bottom of the keg and then twist in the counterclockwise direction. You can see that there are a tongue and groove set up here. So there's a gap here and a gap on the other side of the coupler, and those align with this tooth here and this tooth here. So we turned counterclockwise until the tooth was aligned with the opening in the coupler. You do not need to turn off the source of your gas at the nitro tank in order to change a keg out, as long as you make sure that this lever, again, is in the 45-degree position. Also keep in mind, once this coupler is out, you want to leave this lever in this position. If you try to re-engage, you can hear that you will be releasing gas if you re-engage this outside of the tank. It's a very, very easy way to waste a lot of gas by re-engaging this outside of the tank or by attempting to remove this coupler from the keg while this is still in the engaged position. To re-engage the coupler, we're just going to reverse the process. So we're going to find the openings for the tooth, the grooves for the tooth. I sometimes, you can either turn the coupler or you can turn the keg to find the teeth. I like turning the keg so that I can get my point of leverage correct. We're going to seat it down in the coupler, or seat the coupler down in the throat of the keg. And we want to make sure that both teeth will align with both grooves, because if you start turning too quickly and only one tooth aligns in one groove, you'll see that the coupler looks a little bit off kilter, and it will feel like it's kind of locked into place. But if you attempt to engage the coupler at this point, the lever on the coupler will engage and you will press the ball down that's in the throat of the keg, and cold brew will start to spray everywhere. So do yourself a favor, keep this groove and this groove aligned with the two teeth on the inside of this throat. You don't need to push down too much, but just start turning and you'll feel that this won't be able to go anywhere. And you don't need to over tighten it. You pretty much just want to go to the point that using a reasonable amount of force and tightening by hand, that it stops turning. There are stops inside of here, so you don't need to really wrench it down because you'll make it harder on yourself for the next time. Once the coupler has been turned to the point that it's stopped by a reasonable amount of force, you can pull this lever out, pushing it down to re-engage. And since we didn't turn our gas supply off, our coffee should just immediately start refilling the liquid line. If it doesn't, you can get an empty cup, put it under the tap, open the tap, and you should see liquid start to flow. Thanks for joining me today on our journey through cold brew and kegerators. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We sell cold brew in 5-gallon kegs in 24-count, 12-ounce cans. And we also provide support and kegerator sales as well. So thanks so much for your attention to these tutorial videos, and enjoy our cold brew.